Hi, this is Americanstrong here. I'm going to be doing a video on what Meps was like for the Marines. The time that I had to be at the Meps at my recruiting office was at 2 o'clock. They wanted me there at 1:30 so my recruiter could talk to me before I went in to talk to the staff sergeant who runs the recruiting office. And that leads us to the first part of what you'll be doing. You'll get there around 2 p.m., at least for me, and you go to meet with your staff sergeant, and he's going to look over the papers that you gave him, all your medical records. It asks for your criminal record, anything on there, and you have to tell him, if he's going to go over everything that you went over with your recruiter before about, did you ever do drugs? Did you ever, get a speeding ticket? Anything like that. And they're going to ask you if you ever took any kind of medicine, anything like that. And if your recruiter told you to say that you didn't do any of those things, make sure that you don't tell the staff sergeant. It's the same thing. He's basically going to act like one of the people up at Meps, one of your liaisons that will be questioning you. He's going to act like them, or whoever is going to be in charge of you for the day. He's going to act how they act, and he's going to ask you the questions in a very, when your recruiter goes over it with you, he's going to be nice, and everything. But up there, they're going to be strict about everything like that. So you're going to definitely not tell him whatever the recruiter told you not to tell him, because he knows what the recruiter is going to, he's going to say, hey, blah, 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 this kid here, he took this, he fractured his leg, but we're saying it was just a sprain. And ask him about it. Keep asking him, drill him about that. And so they're going to be like, so you never fractured your leg? And you're like, no, I never did. Something like that. And they're going to give you a drug test there. At least they did for me at the recruiting office. Not because they thought that I did drugs. They just do that so they don't look stupid when they send you up there. And if you don't pass your drug test, then you're going to look dumb. My recruiter actually told me a story that they gave the kid a drug test, and he actually had smoked weed like 2 days before the drug test, which he's an idiot, and don't do that, obviously. And what you want to do is, the drug test, the one that they give you there, it's just for THC. That's the only thing they can test, is if you smoke marijuana or did like crystal meth or anything like that. That's the drug test that you get at the recruiting office. I'll go into the drug test that you're actually going to get up at Meps later. So after that, they're going to weigh you there at the recruiting office. And let me double back to what I was just talking about quick. When I took my drug test, they actually told me that I failed the drug test. They were like, oh, you didn't pass. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, I don't smoke. I don't do any sort of, I don't smoke weed. I don't do any sort of drug, I was like, how can I not pass? And you just gotta say, no, I never smoked weed. And they're gonna be like, you sure you didn't? And I'm like, no, there's no possible way that I could not have passed that test. And then he was like, I'm just messing with you. You passed the test. But they will actually, they say that a couple kids got pulled aside at Meps, and they asked if they ever smoked weed because they didn't pass their drug test. And the kids were like, I did it last year. And then they're like, boom, right there, kicked out. You're disqualified. So just be smart. And remember that you're going to have a lot of sleep, going into that day. I'd sleep like way more than 8 hours the night before you're going to leave for Meps. So you just got a clear mind and everything like that. So after that, you're going to get weighed, and they're going to weigh you in and make sure that you're in your weight requirements, which isn't that big of a deal. Then you're going to ride up to Meps, and the entire ride to Meps, your recruiter is going to be giving you tons of information just about what's going to happen up there, what not to do, and they're going to tell you 3 words: no, none, and never. You're going to say that for almost everything that they ask you, and they're going to drill you. They're going to be like, did you ever smoke weed? No. No, sir. Did you ever? Ever. You never did. Never smoked any kind of marijuana, any crack or anything like that. No, never, sir, never. And you just got to keep going over those same 3 words: no, none, and never. Sorry about that. My phone's going off. So then he's going to show you the papers that you're going to sign up there. At least that's what my recruiter did. And there's just like a ton of papers. And if you remember back to your enlistment processes, when you're filling out all those papers that ask you if you ever did drugs or anything like that, make sure the whole goal of those papers is not to see if you've had a food allergy or anything like that. It's the whole goal of those papers is to make sure that the 2 sets of papers that they gave you match up. And if they do not match up, they will disqualify you. So make sure that they match up. And if your recruiter told you anything about, hey, don't do this, don't say that you did this, you just fractured your leg, you didn't break it. Don't put that you broke your leg on here, or you will be disqualified. There's no other way to put that. At least for the Marines, they're the strictest when they look through your paperwork, as with everything. They're just the strictest out of anything. I'll talk about a story then later. But then you're going to get up there, and around 5 o'clock is when the ASVAB starts. And you're going to sit in this big room, and you're going to go up to this desk once you get to the Meps office, and you're going to hand them your birth certificate and your social security card, and they're going to hand you... what was that? Actually, I don't think that they give you anything back. Then you just go and you sit down, and there's going to be some TV on for you to watch, and the shows are boring as shit. Just try to relax. And then you're going to get called into the room probably like an hour later to take your ASVAB. And the ASVAB there's two sections of there's one on basic math, and there's ones like on like rates and ratios. I don't know, math's not one of my strong things, but it wasn't too bad. Then there's one on words, and the example for what they're going to do with like the words, it's going to be like, there's going to be a sentence. Well, actually it won't be a sentence, it'll be like, use the word loathed. The word loathed. What is the best meaning for the word loathed? And that means like deep hatred. So it'll be like hateful, angry, mad, and you got to choose the one that works best for that word. That's just what the word part of the ASVAB is. You're going to take a science part of the ASVAB. That is like all, your chemistry stuff that you learned, at least mine was a lot of chemistry. There's some like botany stuff with plants. There's like, it could be like a whole host of different questions. Just if you have had science classes, then you should be alright at that part. Then there's like a part on like vehicles, vehicle parts, if this happens to here, what's going to happen here, like if the engine, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I suck with that stuff, so I just didn't worry about it. I did worry about it, but I just didn't do as well on that. So then there's also a part on like the shop, and I was in advanced woodworking, so that part was easy for me. They'll show you a picture of like a router, and it'll be like, is this a drill, handsaw, or a router? And it's like not too hard. So yeah, study up on your shop tools. That will help you. Study up on your auto parts. That will help you. For the math, just get used to doing like rates and things like that. And then there's going to be a part on shapes. I know I'm leaving a section out of there, but you'll figure it out. There's going to be a part on like shapes, and they're supposed to all go together somehow. I did not understand it at all. I did good on it. I don't know how, but it was stupid. I just didn't understand how to do it. Just try to like really read the instructions and don't rush through the ASVAB, obviously, because this is for like the Marines, but in the Air Force, I know that ASVABs are like really, really important for what kind of jobs you can get, and in the Marines, you want to get like a good ASVAB score also. Then after that, you will sit out in the room. It took me about like an hour and a half to finish the ASVAB. You will actually have 3 hours to do it. Just take your time, like I said. You're going to go to your hotel. You'll probably actually go out and sit in the lobby there at the Meps station for a while. And you'll go to your hotel, and the first thing that you'll do, at least the hotel we went to, is you go to like the guy who's in charge of running the hotel, and you sit in this room, and you'll get there about like 6 or 7 at a time. You ride in a van over there to the hotel, and you'll get your room key, and they'll tell you who you're rooming with, and what else? I actually think that by the time that you get there, that determines on who you're roomed with, and they'll give you somebody closest to who's going to be in your branch. Like there was an Army and a National Guard together. I was the only Marine applicant in my group of 6, so I got stationed with somebody from the Navy. I guess they assumed that was close enough. So yeah. So then after that, you're going to go to your hotel room, and there's 2 beds there. The room's decently nice. The stuff that they'll have in your room, there will be an iron if you want to iron your clothes. There will be a shower, obviously. There will be soap and towels and everything there, so you don't need to worry about that. Then after that, you have from whenever you get to the hotel till 10 o'clock to go get your supper. And I don't know if your recruiter wants you to cut weight, but I was supposed to cut a little bit of weight. And there they had a buffet, and that's not going to help you at all. All the stuff on the buffet is like full of carbs. So anyway, you just kind of want to like pick through the buffet. You know, they had like a ton of like potatoes and stuff, like just all starches. So anyway, if you're trying to cut weight, like you could almost just not go to supper. Just like when you get there, just eat like a little bit of meat. That's what I did. And then just there's water there. Just drink some of that. Make sure that you bring other clothes too. Like I suggest bringing a pair of athletic shorts, a comfortable T-shirt, and sneakers, because that time that you're in the hotel, you're just gonna kind of be like hanging out there. There's a room that you can go to and hang out with other people. I just kind of chilled in my room with the kid that I was rooming with. But when you go down to supper, you just want to be comfortable. And so that's why I would suggest wearing athletic shorts and a T-shirt. Not to the Meps thing. Obviously, you want to dress pretty nice. I'll talk about that later. But so anyway, just bring some other comfortable clothes. You might also want to bring a pillow, because the pillows on both of our beds really sucked. We even switched pillows and they sucked. So you might just want to have something comfortable, because it is going to be very, very hard to sleep there because you're so nervous. Also, when you want to leave the hotel, if you want to go get supper or lunch somewhere, at least near our place, there was places to go eat supper. I don't know why I said lunch, sorry about that. But supper, you can go eat supper at other places. But you do have to sign out. No matter how old you are, you will need to sign out. Also, if you are over 21, you are not allowed to drink at the hotel. Just remember that. Okay, so you're going to get up at the next morning. The call comes in at 4:15 a.m. And I would suggest getting up at 3:30, because you want more time than that just to get ready. Make sure you clean out your eyes, because they're going to check your eyes. You're going to want to clean out your nose too, and your ears. Your ears are really important too, and your ass. You want to clean that out because they look up inside there. So I would suggest taking a shower that night and in the morning. And if you want to take a cold shower to help you wake up, whatever it is, because you're going to need to be on your A game at the Meps office. So just remember, you got to clean all that stuff really, really, really well, especially your ears, because they're going to like look inside your ears, they're going to look inside your nose. You want to brush your teeth good, and I would suggest shaving that morning too, just so you look more professional. Then you're going to all get on a big bus. You're going to go eat breakfast. Sorry about that. And breakfast, if you're trying to cut weight, there will be eggs there and oatmeal. Some kid was telling me that oatmeal is really good for you, whatever. I would suggest just eating a little bit of eggs, because you're going to have protein for the rest of the day. Just keep yourself awake. But other than that, the breakfast buffet is again super starchy. So if you're trying to cut weight, I wouldn't suggest gorging yourself on that, even though you're going to be extremely hungry. So anyway, then you're going to get on a big bus with everybody else from all the other branches, and you're going to ride over to the Meps office, which was a 15-minute drive. I'm guessing no matter where you live, your hotel's not going to be too far. So anyway, you're going to get to the Meps. You're going to get in a big line outside, and I guess I'll talk about clothes at the end, but just they're going to tell you they don't want to see your boxers. They'll kick you out if they see your boxers more than twice. Do not use your cell phone in the building. You have to go outside and use it. They're really strict about that. If you want to smoke, there is a place to go smoke outside. But then you'll go into the office. Oh, and also they're going to yell at you. They're going to yell at you a lot. Like, I don't know why, but they yell at you, which isn't that... I mean, if you're going into the military, you better get used to getting yelled at. But, so they're going to yell at you, just so you know. They're not going to be nice, and if you're one of these people that's an asshole, just don't be one, okay? Because it's not going to help you at all in the long run. And they'll send you home for stuff like that. Like my recruiter was telling me, some kid went up there and was super mouthy, and they said that he had some medical imbalance and sent him home just because he was mouthy, and now he has to get waivers from his doctors saying that he doesn't have a chemical imbalance that makes him moody. So just don't. Just if you're used to being cocky to your parents, to I don't even know, to like anybody who's in charge of you, just don't be. Just hide it, or just don't be an idiot. Be intelligent and use your brain. So anyway, you're going to get up there, then you're going to go through this big line getting into there, and you're going to have to go through a metal detector. And if you brought a gun, no matter if you have a concealed carry permit, that's not allowed there, or a knife. Do not bring a knife. I carry a pocket knife with me all the time, but I did not bring one up there because you need to walk through a metal detector and your bag goes through one of those things, like a luggage thing at the airport. They can see what you have in your bag. You are allowed to have a razor. I brought a razor along to shave and I was fine. You're allowed to have things over 6 ounces. It's not anything like that, but you are not allowed to have a knife and you're not allowed to have a gun. So don't bring either of those things with you. You will need to remove your belts and just take off your shoes just like the airport. It's not that big of a deal. Then you will get a sticker. You'll line up at the Meps desk under each of your branches, and you'll go up and you'll get a sticker. So mine said, blah, 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 United States Marine Corps. And you have to get fingerprinted a ton of different times in the day. I forgot that. You just put your fingerprint on the scanner. It's not that big of a deal. So anyway, after that, you will all sit down, and they will send each of you back to go talk to your liaisons. And those are like your head people. You'll learn about them once you get up there. They are not your friends. Your recruiter is pretty much your only friend, or anybody at your recruiting office. And I say like friends, but like they don't care about you. They call them decruiters. They're trying to make you slip up. That's the whole goal, trying to slip you up so they can disqualify you to make sure that you're not lying about anything. So they're going to sit you down, and it is about, let's say, 5:30 in the morning now when you're there. So you're tired as shit, and they're going to sit you down and they're going to go through all these questions with you. You never blah, 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 blah. You never did this. You never did this. And if your recruiter told you to say that you didn't do any of those things, make sure that you don't say it, because they will disqualify you, because they can look at your papers. Not your medical records, but they can look at your papers and then they can see that it's not adding up and they will send you home. Okay, so then after that, you will go out into the gathering room again where all these seats are, and you'll sit there, and then they'll call you back to even a bigger room where you will all sit down at these tables. There's rows of desks and tables, and you'll sit there. I would suggest sitting in the back so you can get out first. So sit in the back. I know parents are always like, sit in the front row, pay attention, sit in the front row. No, sit in the back, because you'll get out of the room first, and your whole goal is to get out of there as quick as you possibly can. So what you're going to do then is you're going to go into a big room, and the leader of the Meps station, who was a Marine, came out and just goes through this big speech with you about lying. And if they're saying if you lie, they can fine you up to 10 years in prison and $10,000 in fines. They cannot do that. Legally, they cannot do that. If you want to look at the paper that they give you, it's made on like an Excel sheet. They can't fine you. Okay? So don't get nervous, don't get scared, and don't open up and start saying all this stuff about you that doesn't really matter. Like my recruiter said that one kid said, I'm allergic to some medicine that they don't even use. He got disqualified. They don't even use the medicine anymore. It's not even in use, so why would you say that? So anyway, just make sure that if your recruiter told you to say no about something, say no about it, okay? It's easy. No, not, and never. Just those are your key words. So anyway, he's going to give you this big speech about lying, and he's going to tell you that down at boot camp they're going to make you walk through a full body scanner where they're going to have to put your arms out, and they're going to scan like 360 degrees around you. Born to Kill on this channel, he is a Marine. That never happens. So just be intelligent. They're just trying to catch you lying, and they're trying to screw you over and get you disqualified. So just say no about everything. Okay, and they're gonna scare you too. They're gonna be like, well, if you have a food allergy, down in boot camp, we might feed you that food and you could die. Okay, just tell your recruiter if you have a full food allergy. Don't not tell your recruiter that you have a full food allergy. Get there and tell them that you have a food allergy, because then you're shit out of luck. They're gonna send you home, and your recruiter is gonna tell you that you're an idiot and you're gonna need to get waivers, which are extremely hard to get. So anyway, after that, they're gonna talk to you in that huge room. Then they're gonna send you out there and they're gonna give you a vision test. This is the order it went for me. It's different for everybody, but try to be the first one out there, okay? You want to be the first one, in the back out that door. If you sit on the far left side of the room, and if you're in the far left chair in the very back of the room, you're going to get out first. That's where I sat, and I got out first. And you want to get out first because you want to get done, because it is boring as hell up there. So anyway, you're going to get your eyes tested next. I'm going to go back into this room. Some lady's going to call you in. When they tell you to sit down, do not stand up. Do not walk around. Do not do whatever you want. If you have to use the bathroom, you say, "Ma'am, may I use the bathroom?" And then they will let you get up and they will let you go to the bathroom. Do not do it on your own, okay? Because they're going to yell at you. And don't talk. Talk to the person next to you, but don't talk to the person 3 rows next to you, or don't talk to the person 5 feet down from you. Just talk to the person directly next to you, or right here. Just talk to them. And don't be loud. Just in a normal voice, and if you can't do that, then don't talk at all, because they're going to yell at you for talking too loud. And just be respectful of everybody up there. Like I said before, if you're normally a jackass, just don't be a jackass. So anyway, they're going to test your eyes. You're going to go back in this room and you're going to have to read the lines like everybody's done at school, I'm pretty sure. You're going to have to, after that, you're going to get your ears tested. Basically, you're going to sit in this room and you're going to press a button, and every time you hear a beep, and it's going to switch from ear to ear, and you're going to keep pressing the button if you hear it. So that's not too hard. Just listen to what the people are saying. Just be respectful and listen. Oh, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Everything like that. Even if they're like civilians, just do that. So anyway, you're going to go back to the main room then after that, and they're going to talk about lying again. Blah, blah, blah. If you lie, if you want to switch recruiters, if your recruiter told you to lie, you need to tell us. Anything like that. It's not a big deal. They cannot pull your medical records. They can only see what you gave them unless it's on your criminal record. And if it is on your criminal record, make sure you tell your recruiter, because they will find out at Meps if you're lying, and then you'll be SOL. So anyway, just remember this. Anything medical, they cannot see. Anything criminal, they can see. So just make sure that medical is hidden, criminal is not. So just be intelligent. You're gonna go back to the main room, like I said. Then you're going to sign all the papers that look similar to the ones that you signed for your recruiter. And you know how you go down and you initial it and everything like that. It's going to be a packet about this thick of papers. Just listen to what the man is saying. There is a guy up front, and he's going to be talking to you, and don't be joking around with the person next to you. Just listen. Listen to what he's saying and sign what he is saying. And there's spots that if you mess up, you're going to have to redo all the papers, and you're going to be an idiot, and you're going to hold everybody up. So just listen to what the man is saying and do what he's saying. So you're going to go through and you're going to sign all these papers. Again, I'm stressing, make sure if your recruiter told you to say something to say that you fractured your leg instead of broke it or anything like that, make sure you do that, because on these papers, if you say yes, you will be disqualified. I don't care what anybody says. It's not like they say up there, it's not a big deal. If we find out, we'll keep you safe and we'll make sure the blah, blah, blah. No, they won't. They will disqualify you. That's what happens, especially in the Marines. I don't know, some kid in the Air Force was going into the Air Force up there, got away with saying he had a food allergy when he was up there. But for the Marines, they will send you home. So just do not be a dumbass and fill out your papers like you fill them out at the recruiting office. Okay. Sit in the back again. Also, you want to get out of there quick. You are going to need to take a breathalyzer test. Also, do not drink any alcohol the night before. Do not be a dumbass and say, oh, you can get away with this, blah, blah, blah. There's a kid up there who's going into the Army. He obviously was an idiot, and he got disqualified because he drank alcohol the night before. Just don't be stupid. If you want to drink next weekend or whatever. Just don't drink the night of. Okay, anyway. You want to sit in the back and get out quickly, because this next part you're going to be stuck there for a long, long time. So get out very, very quickly. So you want to get in the back, take your breathalyzer test, and get out. And also, you're going to be stuck in that room way longer if you don't fill out your papers right. So fill them out right and listen. You're going to get blood drawn next. If you're weird about getting blood drawn, tell them, and they will let you sit down while you're getting blood drawn. I got to sit in a chair. I don't have a problem with it. And you get to sit in a chair and they draw your blood. If you get weirded out by it, just don't look at it. After that, you're going to take a piss test or urinalysis or whatever, you know what I mean. And you're going to they watch you do it because they want to make sure that you're not putting any other people's urine in the thing. So they're going to watch you piss. And if you're weirded out by that, so be it. You're going to have to do it anyway. And make sure if you have to go to the bathroom in the morning, do not go. Even if you feel like you're going to piss yourself, make sure that you can go because you're going to need to fill up like a cup this full, 75%. Just make sure you have to piss. Then it's going to be your physical test next. In your physical, you're going to go in and you're going to get weighed, and they're going to be really demanding. It's almost like rape or something. They're like, take all your clothes off, and they're going to yell at you, and you're like, okay, this is weird. So anyway, just take all your clothes off, and if you're uncomfortable with with having no shirt on and being in boxers, just don't be a bitch because you're going to have to do it anyway. They're going to do your height and your weight, so that's when you're going to get weighed in, and it's going to be like around 9:30 when they're actually weighing you. So just remember, don't be drinking a ton of water or anything like that if you need to make weight, but drink enough that you have to pee. Then you're going to get your physical. You're going to go back in, and it's going to be some creepy old doctor, and he's going to feel up your nuts and look in your butthole. And then they're going to check your ears, and they've had people get disqualified for having ears that were extremely dirty or their nose was dirty or something like that. So clean it out so that they can see inside. Okay. Oh, if you have scars anywhere, like I have a scar on my face, he wanted to know what happened there, so I had to tell him the story and make sure it matches up with what you said on your paper. They're going to see the scars. So let's say you have a big scar on your back that your recruiter didn't see and you got 10 stitches for it and you didn't think it was a big deal. Tell your recruiter that you have the scar on your back when you go into the office. Just be like, I have a scar across my back. When I was younger, I fell and there was a glass bottle. I don't even know. So you got 10 stitches. Just tell him that because they're going to look at your back and they're going to say, oh, how'd you get that scar? And you're going to have to tell them. And they're going to ask if you got stitches. And let's say that you didn't tell them. Just say you didn't get stitches or say it's on my record or whatever because they cannot look at your medical record. So whatever you tell them is what goes. They're going to look at your teeth too, so make sure your teeth are brushed. Then you're going to go outside of that room and you're going to be in a room in your boxers and you're going to need to wait till about 10 guys get in there. And that's what takes so long. You're going to need to wait in there and once you're in there, there's going to get like 10 guys together and there's probably going to be some sort of movie on and there's going to be talking and just watch the movie. And if just don't make it weird. Don't say weird things because nobody likes that kid that says weird stuff. So just hang out and talk to everybody in there. After that, then you're going to do all sorts of exercises like the duck walk and everything like that. People say it's super weird. People are telling me it makes you feel really awkward. It really wasn't that bad. There's just some like big black guy watching you and it's really not that uncomfortable. Like you're with other guys and they're all laughing, so it's not that weird. But just like I said, be respectful. Just do all the workouts that they tell you to do. Just listen. Don't talk. Listen. Be quiet. So they're going to yell at you if you talk. So anyway, after you're done with that, then you're going to go out and you're going to be done. Then you're done with all your stuff. Those are all the things you're going to do. Eye test, ear test, the urinalysis test, you're going to get your blood drawn, and the physical test and your physical. That's all you're going to do. Also, sorry about that, before the physical, they're going to give you a paper that you're supposed to read. It is weird as shit, the paper. It's like describes what they're going to do to you. So just, I don't even know. It's like, it's weird. So just, you don't have to read it. Just say that you read it. And if you say that you didn't read it, then they're going to kick you. They're going to disqualify you. And he's not going to give you physical. So just do that. So anyway, by then you're going to be done. Then you're going to go out and you're going to go talk to your liaison. They're going to ask you a few more questions probably. Like, why do you want to be a Marine or something like that? And you just answer them, and then they're going to tell you to sit outside, and by then you're going to be done. Some kids, it took them till like 12 o'clock to get done with all of their stuff. I got done at 10:30 with my stuff. I got to eat lunch, and I got to go home early because your recruiter comes and picks you up. Also, I don't know if I said that. The recruiter brings you there and takes you home, so you don't need to worry about a ride. So anyway, just do, like, be, sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, just get out quickly. You know, if they need somebody to volunteer, if they say, we need somebody from the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Army, everybody get up as quick as you can. Raise your hand right away. And just get through all the processes quickly. Like, be that guy who raises his hand and runs everywhere, because if you do that, you'll get done quicker. The thing, I'm just gonna sum up my video now. You want to dress nice. Dress super, super nice. You know, wear a polo shirt. Tuck it into your pants. Like, wear a belt. Wear nice shoes. Shine your shoes. Make sure your clothes are clean, ironed. Iron your clothes in the room. Just dress as nice as you possibly can and be as respectful as you can, and they will respect you, and then they will let you get through your processes faster, because they can hold you back if they want you to, if they don't like you. Just be super, super respectful. Remember, no, none, and never. The other thing that you want to remember is yes ma'am, yes sir, no sir, yes, no ma'am. Just remember all that. Be extremely respectful. And yeah, that's about it. This is American Strong signing out. Remember to subscribe and like the video and show it to any friends that you meet. Thanks. Bye.